I feel like a big part of dating is learning from your past mistakes.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
We're all going to make
life,
them.
right?
But for example, I learned if you take a girl out to brunch, do not try to butt chug your Bloody Mary. Okay?
That wasn't an obvious thing for you?
Well, found out she's not going to be impressed.
Yeah, and that celery stick has got to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, it stings, and then afterwards your pants make it look like you have a serious medical problem.
Oh, no.
But hey, that's how
what?
you learn.
Oh, yikes.
And one of our listeners, Brennan, said he really tried his best to learn from his previous dating experiences so that he could improve.
Oh, at least tell me it was a mimosa.
I don't think there was any of that happening, but he did say he felt like things went a lot better.
Okay.
Good. Improvement.
Although he has emailed the show for help, so maybe better wasn't better enough. But let's find out. What's up, Brennan?
Hey, thanks for having me, everybody.
Oh, look
Yeah.
at you learning, growing, becoming a better person.
So tell us about the girl you want us to call today. What's her name?
Her name is Serena.
Okay.
Serene, okay. How'd you meet?
We met on Tinder, like most people do in my generation.
Oh,
Yeah. So what did you like about her? What stood out?
Oh, man. Well, she was pretty cute, but she was really sweet, and that's kind of exactly what I'm looking for right now. And
Good.
so for our date, I decided to do something kind of cute and a little different, so we went mini golfing together.
Love it.
Nice.
Nice.
That's a solid date. Solid
I feel
first
like
date.
Sweet girls like more activities, more of the wild girls just want to get to the drinking.
You
know?
can
So
drink
this is
and
the-
play mini golf.
Yeah.
No,
both
totally.
things are
but
available.
what I'm saying is if she just wants to drink, that's different. So this is a good activity, brother.
So you're looking for like a relationship then?
Yeah, exactly. But I don't want you guys to think I'm too lame or anything. Like you mentioned, you can drink and play mini golf. Your producer that I emailed told me to tell you everything. So to be completely honest, I did sneak a flask into the mini golf course on this date.
Oh, no, bro.
I
you
love
gotta
that.
Learn, though.
Oh.
Why is
Well,
that bad?
Because he wants like a nice, sweet girl. You're not going to meet that if you're just drinking, partying all the time. You're going to meet a girl like Alexis.
No,
Wait,
She is a nice, sweet girl.
Oh, yeah,
Also
sure.
sneaks in flasks. You can
Yes,
do both.
yes, both things can exist at the same time.
Yeah, well, hold on. So Brennan, was the flask a turn on or a turn off for her?
I showed it to her because I didn't want to be like, getting drunk on the sly. It would
Yeah.
be weird. So I was like, hey, I brought this in if you're interested. If not, I'm not going to drink this either.
Perfect.
And she kind of smiled and said, oh, it's going to be a really fun time then.
Oh, okay. She liked it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
See?
That's good. So how did drunk mini golf go?
I thought it went really well. It made it definitely a more fun time.
Mhm.
And we actually finished the course and decided to play through the course a second time just so we could
Ooh.
continue spending time and talking with each other.
Oh, nice.
Oh my goodness. That's all great signs.
Yeah.
Did anything change or was it just as good the second time around?
Oh, it was even better the second time around.
They were drunker, Brooke. Of course it's better.
Obviously. So it started, I wouldn't say heavy, but it started getting kind of real when she was mentioning to me that apparently at one point she was engaged
Okay.
and she actually called off her wedding not terribly long ago. And so just telling me, all of this, I got to feel like either she wouldn't tell this to me if she didn't see any potential in me moving forward, or I don't know if maybe she's like, oh, I'll never see this guy again anyways, might as well tell him. But
Or-
I saw it more as a good sign because when we got to the lighthouse, which was, towards the end of the course, I figured this is a pretty good moment to kiss her. So I actually kissed her and she kissed me back.
Nice.
Oh.
Good job.
Yeah.
Never a good thing if you kiss her and she doesn't kiss you back.
Yeah.
Especially drunk, then
Yeah,
it's
that's
really
a
problem.
weird thing.
But few things are more romantic than making out in front of a little tiny lighthouse. So.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I honestly wanted the date to go on even longer, but I promised my brother I would help him move later that day, and I had to leave.
You've been drinking.
Oh, this was a daytime date. Okay.
So how did you end it?
I told her, I had to go help my brother move, but I told her that I would love to see her again.
Cute.
So, we said we'd make plans soon, and I wanted to be a little romantic. She told me where she worked, and so I decided the next day to send some flowers to where she worked.
Ooh.
Nice. I mean, normally when you're in a relationship or you've been on a few dates, right?
I don't know, man. That's pretty soon if she just got out of an engagement. Maybe she's not. I mean, seems to me that she would maybe be looking to have more fun on Tinder and less of a serious thing if she just ended a super
Yeah.
serious relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't send like red roses or anything too over the top. It was just like a normal flower bouquet. And it was like a really tiny one too. It wasn't extravagant. I didn't spend a lot on it.
To her work or to her home?
To her work.
See, when you send it to work, all her coworkers see it. She's making more of an announcement. You send it to her house, at least it's just a moment between you guys. So I don't know.
It also depends on where she works.
That's true. She could just work by herself at home.
If I worked with all like women, I'd be like, yes, send all the flowers. But if I had like hot men with me, I'd be like, those are not mine.
Also, if she works at a flower shop, it's not very impressive.
Very good point, Jeffrey.
So-
I bet he knew that before he sent him to their workplace.
No idea.
I'm just speculating. I don't know. So after that, you've had a hard time getting in touch with her?
I've had an impossible time getting in touch with her.
Oh, really?
Zero, huh?
Like after the flowers, you haven't heard anything?
Not a word, no.
Oof.
Could be the flowers. Then.
Could be. What do you think is the problem? What do you think may have gone wrong?
I mean, I didn't know, but based on your guys' reaction, I'm starting to think it might be the flowers.
Yeah. I mean, it's sweet, and you're a sweet guy for doing it. I don't think that it's bad. I just think that maybe it freaked her out.
Yeah, I mean, I can't untake the flowers, but I can promise to not send her flowers ever again.
If she answers, just ask for him back right away.
Well, but maybe you'll get a chance to explain,
Yeah.
and then she'll understand, right?
Yeah.
So let's give that a shot. We're going to play a song. We'll come back. We'll call Serena for you, and we'll try and get you your second date, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, hold on. If you're just joining us for the second date, one of our listeners, Brennan, had all the ingredients for a great first date.
Yeah.
There was humor, booze, and a couple balls paired with a short stick. Because he went mini golfing.
Okay.
Yeah. It's iron, baby.
I mean,
And he went with a girl named Serena. Brennan also snuck in a flask for them to share, and he says they had a really fun time. They opened up to each other, shared a kiss, and afterwards, he sent her some flowers to her work. But after that move, things have suddenly gone ice cold, and he can't even reach Serena anymore. So we're going to try and help him figure out why and see if we can get him a mulligan on the date.
sports references.
Golf joke.
I was
That's
about
a
to
good
get
golf joke.
It wasn't even a joke. I was just,
Yeah.
that's just how I talk.
Real. Yeah.
That's just how you talk.
Yeah, I just talk in references like that.
Yeah, all the time, dude. All in one.
Okay. Brennan, we didn't ask you. I mean, you said, you sent her the flowers. Did you inundate her with text messages or something, or did you just send one or two?
I just sent like 2, 3 maybe tops. I didn't want to come off
Okay.
as desperate or creepy or anything, but
Okay.
As long as you were aware.
Yeah. I mean, because that coupled with the flowers may have been too much, but
Yeah.
I think you can recover.
All right. Well, I think we're ready on our end. Are you feeling ready to do this, Brennan?
yeah, it's just, I don't really meet any girls like her off of Tinder. She's just really genuine, sweet, kind. It's just, if I did something to mess this up, I want to see if I can correct it and if she would give me another chance.
Dude, I agree. I never meet girls that like to day drink off Tinder either.
I'm on Tinder.
Sorry.
I'm genuinely kind and like to day drink.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Guys,
just didn't get it.
He said some really nice things about her. That's awesome.
Okay.
All
Well,
right, let's find out.
yeah, let's see what's going on. I'm going to dial her number right now. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, I'm looking for Serena.
Yeah, this is Serena.
Hi, Serena. My name's Jeff from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. How you doing?
Okay, this is a radio?
Mhm. We're a morning radio show, and we're reaching out to you today because we're doing a segment called A Second Date.
Why are you calling me?
Great question.
Yeah. Well, because you recently went out on a date with a guy, and you're not calling him back. His name's Brennan. Thinking?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
You do know who Brennan is. You're not just saying that to appease us.
No. I do know
Okay.
who he is. I mean, the date was good. I mean, it was really nice and it was refreshing to hang out with him.
Okay.
It's been a while since I'd been on dates and stuff. So, I mean, it was really good.
I hope it's not too much information, but he did share that you were recently engaged and had to break it off. I mean, maybe you're just not looking to date anyone seriously right now. Is that why you're not calling him back?
I mean, that's true. I recently broke off an engagement and I'm just, honestly, I just want to date and have fun. And,
Right.
Brennan is he's funny and he's considerate, and I thought he had some potential. But something happened, and I'm not sure I want to continue this.
Oh,
Okay.
that's something.
Would you mind telling us what happened? Because Brennan has no idea what's going on. The last thing that he knows is that he tried to send you some flowers as a thank you for the date, and then afterwards, you've basically been ignoring him.
Yeah, he told you he sent me flowers.
Yeah. We all thought, well, Alexis and I thought that was maybe
A bit much.
It was a little much
Okay.
because it wasn't just the flowers that he sent. He also sent a little gift with it.
Oh,
I love
really?
gifts.
We didn't know
Okay.
that.
What is it?
He didn't mention that to us.
Yeah, we didn't know that.
What did he send?
Oh, he didn't tell you.
no.
No.
Yeah.
Well, it was actually more than a little gift.
Uh-oh.
This box came with the flowers, and there was a note on it that said, "Don't open till," and it had a date on it.
Okay.
Okay. He wasn't inside the box, was he?
Surprise! Is it straw hanging out for breath for his air?
It wasn't that. It wasn't that big of a box.
Okay.
Okay, good.
But I was like, "What the heck is this?" So I mean, I opened the box.
Okay,
and,
you didn't heed the don't open till. I wouldn't either.
Because I'm like, "What the heck is this?" I just met this guy yesterday. You know? And
for sure.
Okay.
so inside the box there was this note, and the note said, "Oh my gosh." The note said that I know that this weekend was supposed to be your wedding date, so I went to your registry and I got you a few things off of your list to help make you feel better.
Oh, boy. Oh, my gosh.
Oh no.
My hands got sweaty when you said that. I'm nervous.
Wait, he like bought you a toaster or something?
Oh,
I mean, there were wine glasses in there was a towel set, there was an air fryer.
no! Not an
Oh,
air fryer.
damn.
Those things are nice.
No, I know, but that's such a... Oh, no, that's
And
like a
like-
modern-day toaster.
And your wedding registry is something that you created with your fiance,
Oh,
like
no.
dreaming
You
of.
want those things.
No, it's like
And she
dreaming
got
of
those
your
things.
life together, dreaming of what your home will look like, dreaming of making all these things. Like, that was weird for you,
Yeah.
right?
How did you feel when you saw that?
I mean, I forgot that registry was up. I forgot to take it down. And I mean,
Oh,
I just sat there thinking, "Oh my God, who does this?"
I mean, did you tell him? Like, I don't think he meant anything malicious by it.
No.
I couldn't respond to him after that. And it's just so much. I mean, if I respond to that, I mean, was he going to get the rest of the stuff off the registry? I mean, what?
That'd be nice.
No.
Alexis.
Well, Serena, I mean, I know you've already gotten a bunch of surprises, but I have one more to lay on you,
Uh-oh.
and that's that
I
Brennan.
don't want to. No, don't do it, Jeff.
Brennan's been on the other line listening, and he wants to talk to you.
Oh, no.
Surprise.
Another surprise.
You're joking, right? You are not serious.
I'm afraid not.
Yeah, serious as an air fryer.
Brennan,
I don't get it, but
No, it's a new saying I
Yeah.
came up with for this situation.
I'll use it for you.
Yeah,
as much
thanks.
as I can.
send that to Maytag. Okay.
Okay.
Brennan, you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just taken aback by this. I don't see why this is such a big deal.
You're taken aback.
Wait, that's not the response you should be.
No,
Wow.
I did this, but listen, I did it for you. I was trying to make you feel better. I told you specifically in the note not to open it until that date, because I figured we would have a few more dates in between. So by that point, it would have been with someone you knew a little bit better.
Oh.
You're thinking that I'm just going to let a box from a person I've met one time just sit there without opening it?
Yeah, Brennan, because I don't think that her opening the box too early is the biggest problem here. It's where you got the gifts from.
We met one time, and then you stalked me online and bought me an air fryer.
I mean,
What do you mean stalk you online? You told me what your ex's name was. I just Googled it. It was the first thing that popped up.
but
It took
Brennan,
me like all of 2 seconds.
didn't that feel weird for you, Brennan, to be going on to her old wedding registry with some other guy and buying gifts off of it? Like, I would feel awkward.
you're
I know, and it
right.
usually shows like a picture of the loved up couple from their like engagement shoot, and they're
I
like,
listen to your guys' show all the time. People look up the people they go on dates with. What I did is not out of the ordinary. And look, I saw what her past was. I'm not, intimidated by that. I thought I did something nice for her.
I can understand your
Yeah.
thinking there. I really can. But
Same.
can you then put yourself in her shoes and see how that must have felt like almost like an invasion of privacy to her?
when I put myself in her shoes, I would be thinking, why am I not grateful right now for this guy who went out of his way to be considerate and kind?
I mean, well,
Grateful?
Here's the thing, Brennan. Why don't you just apologize and say, you know what? I'm sorry. I understand your boundary now. I went too far.
No, you're absolutely right. You know what? I apologize that I went out of my way to learn what you would like and buy you a bunch of wonderful presents and flowers for you. I can't imagine how hard that must have been for you.
Oh my god.
oh.
When he puts it like that.
Well, that was really nice of you. Serena, do you accept his apology?
Gross.
Let me get this straight. I'm supposed to feel bad and guilty because he was being creepy and stalking me online.
No,
and
you are
There's
not.
something in the
You are
middle
not
here.
supposed to apologize. You have every right to feel the way you do.
But just listening to the way that you said that makes it sound like there's love in the air. And that's why I would love to offer to send you guys on another date. We'll pay for it.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure Romeo will pay for it over here.
Serena, what do you say? What if you give Brennan one more
Oh
chance?
God.
I mean, absolutely not. And I don't even know what to do with the gifts. I mean, do I just put them in the trash? I don't want them to come to my house or my work to pick them up. Tell me where to send them, and I will send them because I don't want
back
them.
to me so I can give them to someone who'd actually appreciate it.
Oh.
I think
You could always send them to the radio station. We're doing Air Fryer Mondays starting next week.
he's so dumb.
Well, if he sends them.
Great, they're yours.
So wait, this was successful for us?
Yes, jalapeno poppers next week for everybody.
Okay.
Let's go.
You guys all suck.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
In life, you've got to know how to read a situation correctly.
Okay.
Like,
that's
for
true.
example, the other day, I got an email from our bosses saying I had a mandatory corporate meeting. And to me, that meant menage. So I showed up to the boss's office naked. And you know what? I was right. Okay.
No.
I read that situation correctly. But Kyle, who's on the phone right now for a second date update, definitely read a situation wrong. And now he thinks he's not getting a call back because of it. What's up, Kyle?
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Oh
Hello,
my gosh.
Brooke. Hello, gentlemen.
Hi, Kyle. Please don't tell me you did what Jubal did and showed up to your first date expecting a menage.
I mean, you always hold out hope, but no, I came fully clothed.
Okay, good.
I had like the opposite experience actually, where I got a friend of mine from high school hit me up on Facebook and wanted to meet up. She had always been sort of like a just cooler than everyone else, like into very obscure music scene sort of person.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so kind of a hipster.
Absolutely, yeah. Like
Okay.
I always found her like unapproachably cool. Like I was living in a small high school world, and she was living in a larger world of the arts.
Okay. You're like, how can I talk to this girl? I've never even heard of the bands that she knows. Way out of my league.
Yeah, she did not want to talk about, Good Charlotte.
And
So,
what is her name, by the way?
Beth.
Beth. All right. So Beth hit you up on Facebook and wanted to meet up.
Yeah, she had just gotten back from a 9-year stint in Germany starting a record label, and she
Oh.
was relocating to America. She had to, find her footing.
okay, so she's still cooler than you, is what I'm guessing.
Oh, for life, I'm sure.
But how did you know that she was asking you out on a date? Because it just sounds like she wanted to catch up with an old high school friend to me.
Well, this was precisely what I thought, to the extent that actually my brother, who was around, was like, hey, mind if I join you? And I said, oh, yeah, of course, because he knew Beth in high school also. He was just a year younger than me. And so I thought we'd just have a fun time, catching up, saying what we've been up to.
Okay, so I'm guessing you showed up and she thought it was a date?
Yes. So I
Oh.
showed up to the place that you told me to go. I was without a doubt underdressed for this place, so it was not a problem. They let me in anyway. And she wasn't there yet, so we just grabbed a beer. But when she came in, she was decked out. And I, in that moment, felt that I had misread a potential date situation,
Okay.
and I needed to bail this brother out of it.
Well, maybe she just looks good, like all the time. Maybe she just was dressed up like she normally is.
I believe she probably does look that good all the time, but there was a disappointment in the way that she greeted me with, oh, you brought your brother.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I read the situation wrong.
And how awkward for your brother.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, then.
hi guys.
Well, you would think, right, that would be immediately awkward and he would have to leave. He was not feeling the same thing I was feeling about it. And I was dropping hints. I'm like, hey, don't you have to do a thing? You know, I tried that one, which seemed like a dead giveaway.
Yeah,
Right.
of course.
And he said, no, I'm good, man. I can hang out all night.
I got no things.
Yeah, he was just loving being out in the world and feeling like the nostalgia of old people from high school.
Oh.
He's like, this is amazing. I'm so glad we could get together as friends and all of us not be on a date. That'd be weird, right?
Yeah, so as he's about to go grab us all another round, I'm like, hey, let's actually go somewhere else in the hopes that in this movement I can sort of shake him free.
Yeah, so you're trying to ditch your brother.
Oh.
Yeah, there's like this weird Americana bar right in the neighborhood down the street. So I'm kind of like, hey, let's go check that out. And I say to my brother, hey, I think I left the stove on. You should probably go home.
Oh, that is so obvious.
And what did your brother say?
He just told me, no, I double checked the stove. We're good.
Stupid.
All right, so
It's so funny though.
did you ever shake your brother?
No, he was unflappable. He even did have a thing to do later that he blew off to stay with us.
Okay,
Man,
wait.
that sucks.
Even with your brother there, I mean, you guys all have the shared experience of high school together. Were you able to have fun?
Objectively, yes, it was a good time. We had a bunch of drinks and a bunch of laughs, but my brother just sitting there dumbly not understanding what's going on prevented the conversation between her and I from flirtation or like further exploration of what each other are up to.
Okay, and how did things end with her? I'm guessing a handshake or something.
No, that sort of body back hug where she touched my shoulder at the end in a way that I couldn't tell was like, hey, it was nice to see you, or like, better luck next time, Tiger.
Well, I'm guessing that it's
Okay.
a second if she's not calling you back and you're calling
Yeah.
us.
Actually, no, I haven't tried calling her, and I was hoping that you guys could maybe give me an assist on this.
What do you mean?
Why haven't you tried calling her just on your own?
I still don't know if I'm maybe misreading this whole situation after the fact. Like, the way she said, your brother's here, I think she wanted a date. But I don't know. And so what I was hoping is that you guys can call her and find out. If I am misreading the whole thing, I'd rather just drop it. But if she's interested, I'm on board. This girl is so cool.
No.
Okay, so
Okay.
our goal is to get her on the phone and find out if that was actually a date. And if it wasn't a date, you want us just to hang up on her like, okay, cool, we're just calling to check in. Have a good day.
I think that sounds like a good idea.
Well, I don't know exactly how this is going to work and if I want to do that, but we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Thanks so much, guys.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
We're about to call the coolest girl in the world.
Whoa.
Kyle wants to call an old high school friend named Beth, who was one of the original hipsters. She's been away in Germany for the last few years, but she recently came back to the States and asked him to hang out. Unfortunately, Kyle made the mistake of bringing his brother along, and he's worried that he may have misread the situation and missed out on the possibility of a romantic connection. In fact, he's so worried about it that he hasn't even tried to call her yet, and we're going to do it for him right now in your second date update. Kyle, are you ready?
I am so nervous. Yes, please, let's go.
I can see it because, I mean, either it's a date and you screwed it up, or she's going to tell us, like, no, I was never interested in him. How did he get that idea? Basically, it's a lose-lose, I think, for you right now.
I think that's at the core of the nervousness.
Yeah. But do you want a second date?
Oh, so badly.
You do?
More
Okay.
than anything.
Okay, cool.
All right, here we go.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Beth, please?
this is Beth.
Hey, Beth, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
I'm sorry, I haven't been in the country in a long time, so I haven't listened to the radio.
Yeah, that's cool. You're probably more of a podcast person anyway, right?
Yeah, I enjoy podcasts. Did I win something? Do you need something from me?
You didn't win anything, but yes, I do need something from you. You know a guy named Kyle, right?
I know a lot of Kyles.
Okay, well, A guy named Kyle that you recently reconnected with. You went to high school with him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are you, what? Why are you calling me?
Okay, so Kyle listens to our show, and we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then they end up blowing you off after, you email us to see if we can get them on the phone and find out what went wrong. Kyle emailed us.
He told you we went on a date?
Well, he said he didn't think it was a date until you showed up, and then he was like, oh, wow, we're actually on a date. But unfortunately, his brother was there.
Yeah, that is what happened.
Wait, so you did think it was a date?
Well, I'd like to call it more of a get-together.
No, that's too, like, what was your intention in seeing him?
I don't really know if I want to tell you guys what my intention was to see him.
Oh, come on.
That's fair.
You have to.
I have to?
No, you don't.
Well, you don't have to. We would appreciate it. Kyle would appreciate it. He's the one that asked us to call you.
He hasn't tried to reach out to me at all.
He hasn't reached out to you because he's embarrassed. He thinks that you wanted to meet up with him for a date and he got it wrong. And so he asked us to see if it was a date.
Well, okay, but he could just ask me that.
This feels a little high school, doesn't it?
What do you think?
Dude, but you're the cool girl. The way he describes it is like you're the cool girl, and he doesn't ever feel like he's ever been cool enough to hang out with you.
Well, that's dumb. I mean, I'm a nice person. I don't...
No, he didn't say you weren't nice.
Yeah.
He just said that you're really cool.
Well, that's very nice of him to say, but I mean, like, he should just tell me, if he wants to go on a date with me, he should just tell me he wants to go on a date.
That's true.
Was he on a date with you? That's the first thing we need to know.
I thought he was cute in high school, and I was disappointed that his brother was there.
You were disappointed.
I was excited to, get connected and hang out again, and
And
what else is there to tell? I don't know what else you guys need to know.
well, what was it
I mean,
like?
I guess the question is, can he score another date with you?
Yeah, I think that might be inappropriate at this point.
Why? I thought you just said you liked him and he was cute.
Yeah.
I do, and he is, but I feel like over time, maybe people's personalities change, and he was a little more passive aggressive than I would like, a little more, a little less upfront. He was dropping a lot of hints, but he never really asked his brother to leave.
Why is that inappropriate, though?
Well, his brother kind of asked me out.
What?
Whoa.
Wait, like on a date?
Yeah, like on a date. He said the word date.
Wow. Okay, I don't think he knows that at all. When did his brother ask you out?
Well, Kyle was in the bathroom.
Oh my God.
Oh, man.
Wait, so you said yes? I'm guessing if it's inappropriate.
I did say yes. He, his brother was being very assertive, and at that point, I didn't think Kyle was like gonna do anything about it. And
Oh my God.
and yeah, I mean, why not?
Oh
He
my
asked me out.
Yeah, why not?
He painted the picture like his brother didn't understand that his brother was the third wheel.
Yeah.
But it turns out he was the third wheel.
Sometimes that's just how life works.
Yeah, I
And we're
guess.
going out tonight.
Tonight?
Poor
Tonight?
Kyle. Kyle is always the third wheel, even right now, because he's on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Hi, Beth. It's Kyle.
What?
Hey, you doing anything tonight?
Oh my,
God.
that was very passive aggressive. She's right.
Of course.
This is what I was saying. Like, Kyle, I understand you were giving your brother hints, but, your brother was being very assertive and you were kind of dropping hints.
You know what? None
But
of this
there wasn't-
matters. My brother asked you out on a date while we were there. He was a total jerk. He did it behind my back. He never told me that he did that. I am learning this news right now on the radio.
Whoa.
I mean, did you tell him that you were interested in me?
Yeah, I told him afterwards. I said, why were you hanging out the whole time on my date? What were you doing?
And what did he say to you?
He just said, hey, it's good times, old friends, right?
Dude.
I did not realize my brother was so maniacal.
That is
dude.
low.
Sorry.
Kind of sounds like you're sour grapes. Like you're sad you didn't make the first move, and now I'm gonna go out with your brother, and I'm hopeful you enjoy it. Have a good night.
I'm crushed. I am crushed like a sour grape.
Oh no.
Kyle, are you upset that she's not into you, or are you more upset that your brother is actually going out with her?
Oh, don't make me choose. Those are awful. That is awful and awful.
They're both bad.
Beth, you have chosen the wrong brother. Up until he was 7, he peed his bed all of the time.
That's a low
Well,
blow.
he sure seems like a man now.
Ooh.
He's not a man. He is a snake. I'm not letting him out on the date tonight. I'm not letting him go.
No.
How are you going to
You're not
stop your
letting
little brother?
go.
He's my little brother. I'm the big brother. I'm in charge. He's not going on this date. There is no way. I'm going to go home right now, and I'm going to shred his pants. His only option will be a pantsless date with you. So that's what I will do.
Real mature,
Dude,
Well, at least it'll be more upfront if there's no pants.
Yeah, you could actually be helping your brother out even more if you think about it, shredding his pants. Hey, Beth, would you like to go out with Kyle again on a second date? I mean, he could just come along, with your date with his brother. We'll pay for it.
Yeah, he is more than welcome to join with me and his brother tonight.
No.
Dude, but seriously though, Beth.
I'm joking.
Beth, I'm going to win you over. Let me come on the date.
Dude,
This sounds like fun.
Dueling
can you
brothers?
imagine being at a date and having two brothers fight over you?
Yeah, who's assertive now, right? Put me on my date with my brother.
Let's do it, please. Please, Beth, let us do it, please.
I'm up for it. Why not? It'll feel like high school again.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Oh, my
So
God.
is that a legit yes? Can he come along
It's a
on the
triple
date and try to win you over his brother?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Oh, my God, yes. Yes.
You better hope, Beth, that there's no other brothers in this family and it's limited to just these two because you got your hands full.
Hey, they're both cute, so maybe the third one will be two.
Nice.
Beth, you are not going to regret this because I've really gotten a lot cooler since high school, and I think I'm going to impress you a whole bunch.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Good way to start, Kyle.
Oh, my
Okay.
God.
all right. Cooler than me. Take care. And good luck beating out your brother for Beth's heart.
Thanks so much, guys. And Beth, I will see you tonight.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Pretty much everybody texting in at 78592 agrees on one thing. They say that we have to get an update from today's second date update. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. And if you didn't hear the second date update, Kyle wanted to call Beth. She was the cool girl in high school. She actually moved away out of the country for a while and came back and then asked him out on Facebook. And he thought it was just like two friends catching up. And then he got there and she was dressed up and he's like, oh man, maybe this is a date. But he accidentally brought his brother along because he thought they were just getting together for drinks just to be friends. Yeah. And then we found out that the reason she wasn't calling back was because she did intend on it being a date, but she also met his brother and thought his brother was better. And his brother actually asked her out because his brother wouldn't leave the date the whole time. Oh. And then he said, okay, well, how about I come back out with you and my brother and then we fight it out for your affection? And she agreed to it. So all three of them are going to go out now.
I hope she just ends up with one of them just so that they can always spend family holidays together.
I know.
It sounds like it's going to be really drama, but in a fun way if you're kind of the third party getting to watch.
Everything will be a competition between them. Like Thanksgiving dinner just to see who can eat more. Like, I ate way more than my brother. You should have married me. I told you.
And I'm guessing it's been that way since they were little. Like, everything's been a competition between these two.
So hopefully we can get an update from them and see which brother won her affection.
So awesome.
Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show and we will call the person that didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
Now ADT can help protect your family at home and on the go. Get started with ADT's best offer, an ADT starter kit and security camera installed free. A savings of $449. Plus, you'll get ADT Go, the new family mobile safety app and service for 24/7 emergency response. Go to ADT.com/podcast today to take advantage of ADT's best offer with 36-month monitoring contract, easy pay and QSP. Early termination and activation fees apply. Additional charge for ADT Go premium services after 3/31/18. Certain markets excluded. Licenses available at ADT.com. Offer ends April 1st.
92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know how the old saying goes, don't dip your wiener in the company pen holders.
Nobody puts wiener in that saying.
Don't give your wiener to a coworker.
No, it's don't dip your pen in the company
In the
ink.
company...
Wiener.
Oh, ink. That's weird.
I'm the weird one.
Am I saying it wrong? I don't know. Anyway, Julian is on the phone today for a second date update. His email said that he met the girl who he wants to call today at work. So I'm guessing it's a coworker or something. Julian, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. So you're trying to dip your wiener in the pinning,
Oh, right, enough.
right? Is that what this is about?
No, it's not at all.
Okay.
Thank God.
Tell us a little bit about the girl that you want to call today. She's a coworker?
Well, she's not a coworker. She came in purchasing supplies at the office that I work at. So I guess she's kind of a client coworker.
Nice.
Okay.
Seal the deal there.
Customer. So did you ask her out while she came in to deal with, like...
Well, no, because I think that's unprofessional. Basically what happened is she came in and she was working with me, or I was working for her, however you want to say it. I didn't want to cross the line, I guess. And then she ended up coming back because she hadn't got her parking ticket validated in the lot.
And then you validated it with your wiener.
Oh, my God. Enough with
Am I
wiener.
right? Or am I right?
No. I validated it and then had a nice conversation with her when I walked her out to the lot.
Okay, well, where's the wiener come into this thing? I haven't heard anything about a wiener yet.
No, there was no wiener involved in the validation. Anyways, I asked her if she would like to get dinner on Friday night, and she said she would, and I got her number, and I called her, and we went to dinner.
What's her name, by the way?
Christina.
Christina, and how was dinner with Christina?
Dinner was good. I mean, I feel like we had a lot of chemistry, and I like veal, and not everybody likes veal. And she wanted the veal, too. So we ended up ordering the same thing, which I thought was kind of a cool thing. And dinner went good.
You guys both ordered veal. In other words, you're both fans of slaughtering baby calves. I like that about both of you. Seems nice.
That's not what I think about when I'm eating veal. I like the way veal tastes. I'm not worrying about the process.
Oh, that's why I like it. I picture the whole thing go on while I'm eating veal.
Not why I like it. Not why I like it at all.
Oh.
Actually, you're making me like it a lot less by giving me that story.
So if dinner went well and everything else, why do you think she's not calling you back?
You know, I don't know. I mean, there were a couple things. Now I'm trying to run the night through my head and like, did I do something wrong? Did I have, my fly open or my food in my face or how I ate?
There's the fly open.
There's the wiener.
The wiener. I knew it. I could tell just talking to you that you're a wiener guy. I knew it.
Yeah, you're right. You figured me out. But realistically, the only things that I think that could have possibly not gone well, I did have to take a work call, which I don't like to have to take work calls if I'm on a date, but I was expecting a client to call, so I had to walk away.
Did you tell her at the beginning of the night that was going to happen?
I did not tell her that I was expecting a call, but when I got back, I said, hey, this was an important job call. I had to take it.
Well, did you leave her stranded by herself for like a half an hour while you were on some conference call or something?
Well, no, I stayed at the table for a minute and then walked away, but it was no more than 15 minutes long. I mean, and she had an appetizer and some wine, so...
Okay, so it wasn't. I have a hard time thinking that would be the reason not to call you back if you're like, hey, sorry, it's an important work call.
Yeah, me too. And then the only other thing, I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to say the restaurant, but veal is a particular type of food, and if you like veal, you like veal. But I thought that it was okay, and I kind of was like, oh, how's your veal? And she's like, oh, it's great, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, she's asked me, and I was like, it's all right, it's okay. And maybe, I don't know, maybe she thought I was being hypercritical or a snob about the food, but I wasn't. I was just giving my honest opinion.
Honestly, I think both would be a red flag for me. Like, obviously, if a guy's taking a call in the middle of a Friday night date, he's going to be putting work in front of me our entire relationship.
Wow.
I mean,
girls think.
I'm just saying, like...
Wait. But first off, you have to understand, she's in the same business. She knows that I'm in sales.
Yeah, but she wasn't taking a call during the dinner.
Because she's a buyer, she's not a seller.
She's not as important as I am.
I see. My bad.
So how did-
No, she understands that sales, there are other time zones, there's other people that are working at different hours, where when you're buying, you're not as, I don't want to say in demand, but sometimes you have to answer the phone when you're selling, because if you don't, you lose out of the sale, then you lose out on money, and then you can't afford the dinner.
I think a red flag would be taking your wiener out at the dinner table, like you said you did earlier.
Okay, for the record, I didn't take out my wiener for any portion of the date, not during dinner or after or anything.
All right. So when we call her and ask why she's not calling you back,
She's not going to say that, I'm
okay.
sure.
All right. How did everything end with her?
You know, I kind of went in for a kiss, and I kind of got more of a handshake, hug kind of thing. But it was a first date, so
Was it awkward?
I don't think it was awkward. It was. It wasn't like I was like an inch from her lips, and she, stuck her hand to me. It was, I was kind of coming in, kind of to like hug, kiss, and she kind of put her hand up a little bit. So it was. That's all.
So she shut you down.
No, it wasn't a shutdown. It was just.
That wasn't a shutdown. Sure, sounds like a shutdown to me. If you go for a kiss and you get a handshake. Have you heard anything from her since your date?
No, I called her once and I've texted her 3 times.
Okay. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay, hang on.
92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Julian is on the phone with us, and today he wants to call a girl named Christina. And Julian claims that he wasn't shut down at the end of the date when he went in for a kiss and she shook his hand instead. He still says that wasn't him getting shut down. But in my definition of getting shut down, that is probably the best way to describe it.
Listen, I didn't get shut down. I went in for a kiss. You know what? It was a professional date. It was a work thing, so it wasn't appropriate. I understand. But I didn't get shut down.
Either way, I think you got shut down.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to get her on the phone and see why she's not calling you back. Here we go. Dial the phone number right now.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Christina, please?
Yeah, this is she.
Christina, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Who is this?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning, the radio show?
Okay. Why are you calling me? What is this?
I'm calling you because one of our listeners asked if I could get you on the phone to ask you a few questions.
Okay, that's really weird.
It's a segment we do on our show called the Second Date Update. So you recently went out on a date with a dude named Julian.
Okay.
And Julian emailed us and said that you haven't been responding to any of his text messages or phone calls. So he thought maybe we could get you on the phone and find out why you're not calling Julian back.
All right.
He told us how you met. You're like a client where he works, and he asked you out, and he said you guys went out to dinner and had a pretty fun time.
That's what he told you.
Yes.
Good time.
So you didn't have a good time.
I wouldn't call it that, no.
Okay, what was wrong with it then? Because according to him, everything was great. He thought maybe he seemed like a food snob to you because he disagreed with you on the veal that you guys ordered.
Yeah, he definitely has a very refined palate. That's one way to put it.
Okay.
He
also said that he took a phone call in the middle of the date.
Yeah, he did. It was a little rude.
Okay. Yeah, I could see how that would upset you.
I mean, that wasn't even the worst part of the date.
What was the worst part then?
I mean, he's a very smooth sales guy, but he's kind of got this seething anger underneath all of it.
You say seething? He was seething anger underneath his charismatic salesman personality.
I mean, yeah, that's literally the best adjective I can pick to describe it. Seething anger.
What happened? Because when he described the date to us, he didn't say anything about anger or being pissed off. Right?
He's a very, very picky person and a very shallow person and quite rude, actually.
What did he do?
I mean, for example, he was
super picky about the wine. I ordered red wine, and it was brought to me, I guess, in a white wine glass, and he got extremely upset, and he turned it away and made them bring it back.
Is he one of those a-holes at the restaurant that, like, acts like he owns the place when he's somewhere and that nothing's good enough for him?
Yeah, pretty much exactly. Like, he went to the bathroom, and when he came back, he was in this huge huff, and he said, there's no more f***ing paper towels in the bathroom. This is a fancy restaurant and an establishment, and people should be refilling these paper towels. And he was going on and on about this tiny, insignificant thing that...
How dare they?
Oh, my gosh.
It is
I
annoying
know.
when they don't have paper towels. I will say that. But I don't know if I'd ever get that pissed off about it.
It's not angry. It's annoying.
It happens.
Yeah.
The absolute worst part of the entire night, that paper towel thing wasn't even it. I mean, he completely dressed down the waiter and just disrespected him when we were leaving. And as he's leaving, he says, I paid $40 for a piece of veal I wouldn't feed to my dead grandmother.
What?
And he says, oh, you're lucky I don't come back and burn this place down to the ground. And I was like...
Did I hear you correctly? He threatened to burn the place down?
He did. He threatened to burn it to the ground.
He said that to the waiter?
I'm 100% serious. That was the comment of the night.
I've complained to restaurants before, but I've never threatened to burn them down.
Kill everyone
Yeah,
here.
I will destroy this place.
Did he realize what he was saying, or did he act like this is just normal banter at a restaurant?
No, he knew exactly what he was saying. When we were leaving the restaurant, he turned to me, and then his attitude completely changed, and he made it sound like I had been suffering, and I was the victim, and that everything was absolutely horrible, and, it was things I didn't really care. It was so insignificant.
In his mind, he must have been standing up for you.
Yeah, I really want him to stand up for me and burn down the restaurant we were eating at.
Some girls would be thankful for that. Some girls would be like, what a man.
Chivalry is
Yes, he's a true gentleman. He threatened to burn down a restaurant in my honor.
I know, it was really ridiculous. So, I said goodnight, and I'm going to leave it at that.
That's understandable,
Yeah,
I guess.
I'd want to get out of there
Yeah.
as soon as possible.
Threats of arson on a first date usually aren't a good thing.
I don't want to talk to that ass ever again.
Well, that's a shame because he's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am.
Hey, Christina, I wasn't angry. I was standing up for you. I was standing up for having good service at a restaurant. I mean, I work hard for my money. And you know what? The service sucked and the food sucked and there was no paper towels. What kind of place doesn't have paper towels? You have to wash your hands to go eat and they don't want you to dry your hands. I mean, right? I'm not going to not wash my hands. I looked, I saw there was no paper towels, and now I'm like, I'm going to wipe it on my pants, and I'm going to walk out, and it's going to look like my pants are wet. So I couldn't even impress you with that. I was like, I wasn't angry. I was being chivalry. I mean, I was defending you.
You threatened to burn the place down. I mean, how is that chivalrous? That's just threatening.
Okay. I think I shouldn't have said that. That was me getting frustrated because I was like, okay, the paper towels is one thing. The wine was another thing. The appetizer is another thing. The veal was another thing. I got so frustrated.
You gotta stop talking. I've heard this already. I heard it at the restaurant. I'm hearing it again. You're just repeating yourself. If you keep focusing on little insignificant things and being a rude ass to everybody, I don't know how women can stand to go on a date with you. It's no wonder you've been divorced twice.
What?
Whoa, wait. You just brought up my 2 divorces? My ex-wives? I shared that with you? Are you kidding me? I mean, that's rude. That's mean.
But that's an example. It's 2 strikes. And so this woman clearly couldn't deal with all of your crap. And neither can I.
My crap, because I want good customer service, because I'm at a restaurant and I want good customer service.
You can be a decent human being and be respectful about it.
You weren't respectful. You just brought up my ex-wife.
This isn't about you. This is about people in the service industry. You don't have to threaten people.
You know what? I'm in the sales industry. You know what? I take care of customers. They need to take care of customers. You should know this. I mean, we're in this industry.
Look, I don't even know what to say. I've stated my case. I don't know.
in the service industry, sometimes you have to put your foot down to get some respect. So I was doing that with the waiter in the restaurant. And you know what? I think you need to show me a little respect because you know what? I was defending you.
I think so too. That's why I'd like to ask Christina, would you like to go on a second date with Julian?
Holy crap.
We will pay for it.
Hell no, I don't.
You answered so quickly there.
Not if he's going to talk to me like that. No way.
Julian,
Are you sure? I mean, I could find you guys a great restaurant that Julian could burn down.
I'm going to pass on that.
You know what? If you want to settle for mediocre service, then you know what? Go date some schlep who will take you to the drive-thru. I want to go to a 4-star restaurant where they treat you like a customer. We're right. We are supposed to get this stuff. Come on. I mean, really.
You know what? You've pushed the envelope so far. I was fine just not going another date with you, but you know what? I really don't want to do business with someone who has ethics like you.
Oh, now you're taking personal and you're putting it in business, really?
I'm going to tell the people I work with, my company will not be doing business with your company anymore.
Are you kidding me? Based on a date?
You know, it wasn't a date. It was your f***ing attitude that did it. I am done with this conversation. Goodbye.
Wow. Julian.
Oh, what just happened?
You didn't get a second date, and I think you might be losing your job soon, too, over this.
Because I want customer service?
Well, I think it's because you threatened to burn the place down.
You're a total douchebag about it.
I apologize for the burning the place down. I mean, that was, it was one bad thing after another, and it pushed me beyond. But I mean, the rest of the stuff was all customer service. No paper towels, slow service, bad food, wrong glasses.
We know the list, man.
92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
A guy named Roger is on the phone today to do a second date update. And Roger, after reading your email, I've decided that if you don't get a date with the girl that you want to call today, I will gladly volunteer my services and go on a date with you. Because you sound, look, I'm taken, I have a girlfriend, but you sound like the kind of guy that I could spend a weekend with. Definitely.
Well, I'll keep that in mind, but I don't know if you're my type.
Well,
you're a smart man,
We'll
Roger.
see.
You're a smart man.
I've changed a lot of people's opinions about me over my time on this planet, Roger. Maybe you and I can. Anyway,
Maybe if you could give me some concert tickets, I don't know.
let's get into your date, though. Tell us about the girl that you want to call today.
Well, her name's Monica. I met her a couple of weeks ago. I was out at a cocktail bar with one of my friends, and we were drinking, and he had to leave early. But I saw that the cocktail races, she was smoking hot. So, I decided to stay for a little bit, have a couple of drinks, over tip, get her attention.
Yeah, because I'm sure she never gets that ever as a hot cocktail waitress.
You never know. Well, we started having the best conversation ever. We started talking about sitcoms that we wish would come back on television.
That's a good icebreaker.
Yeah,
it was amazing. I hope they remake Golden Girls because that was one of my favorite shows.
I'd love to see a remake of Golden Girls.
Yes, Blanche was so hot.
All right, do we need to do the second date update, or can we just have this conversation now?
No, we'll stay focused.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, you're going to have a hard time doing that, Roger, but
Way to be boring, Roger.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, we had a great time. It was an amazing conversation. We actually closed down the place. I stayed with her to closing. Yeah.
Well, okay, so how long did you stay? Because I've been in the situation where you're having drinks with a friend, they leave, and then you hang out at the bar for a little while, make friends with the staff. But there gets to be a point where it's an okay amount of time for you to be there by yourself, and then there's a point where you've been there way too long, and now you're the creepy dude.
No, it was only 2 hours. I wasn't there till the sun rose or anything like that. It was just 2 hours.
Okay.
And was this your date, or did you ask her out on a real date after this?
Well, we just met. This was open and gamut. But, the conversation was going well. We were joking around. So I asked her out on a real date.
Okay. And what'd you guys do for your date?
We didn't get to go out on a date. She wouldn't go on that date with me.
Why? Was she busy or something?
She didn't feel comfortable with the date suggestion I came up with. I suggested somewhat of an extravagant date.
Like a helicopter ride?
No. I had a little bit to drink, so I probably shouldn't have asked this, but I asked her to take a trip with me to the Mediterranean.
What? Wait, did
you just say Mediterranean for a first date?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god!
And that's why I was saying that if you can't go out with her on a second date, I will gladly go to the Mediterranean with you.
Gold digger.
There's no shame in my game.
There's no shame in mine either. That's why I asked. You never know until you ask.
So wait, did you already have a trip planned and you were going solo and you needed a partner, or were you just going to go buy tickets on a whim for both of you?
Tickets on the whim, It's nothing like spontaneity.
And did she say no to that, or did she think about it?
At first, she thought I was joking, but I was serious.
So if she would have said yes, you would have literally bought tickets to the Mediterranean and taken her on vacation with you.
Absolutely. We'll be on the beach in Malta right now.
So you honestly think it's a good idea for a woman who just met a stranger at a bar to agree to go halfway across the world alone with him?
I don't see a problem in it.
No.
What should I do? Take her on the first date and invite her out for beers? Every guy does that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a way to set yourself apart. So she obviously said no to that.
Yeah, she said no.
Yeah,
No, and I haven't heard or spoken to her since. She hasn't returned my texts or my voicemails or anything.
Oh, weird.
I would be totally freaked out by you.
Yeah, but not like ghost him.
Yeah, you're moving way too fast, way too quick. If we're talking Mediterranean the first time we meet, it's going to be marriage and babies by the third date.
I just believe life is to be lived. I have some family members that left me pretty well off.
Oh.
And, I want to enjoy it with someone. I don't see the problem in it.
Okay.
I've never dated a rich man, so maybe that's the problem.
I never said rich. I'm way past that.
Wow.
Again, man, you're just making yourself just more appealing to me. You got to stop this, Roger.
There's rich and then there's wealthy.
So you've tried to call her a bunch and she hasn't returned any of your phone calls at all?
Yeah, and text, nothing.
And the only reason you can think of is because you probably scared her off by offering her a trip to the Mediterranean right when you met her.
I think it's too much. Everybody loves rainbows, right? But when they see the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, they get scared.
I'm guessing you, being the wealthy man that you are, don't get turned down very often.
Absolutely not. But this girl was different, and I want to spoil her and take care of her. And I just need the opportunity.
Okay. Well, we'll give you that opportunity. We'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
If we don't go on the trip, I'm buying the radio station.
Congratulations. I would love to work for you. Absolutely. All right. Hang on the phone, man.
Okay.
Come on. 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the morning. Second date update.
Right in the middle of a second date update. And if you're just tuning in, Roger is on the phone. And today he wants to call a girl named Monica. He was actually out at a bar having drinks with a friend. Then his friend left and he hung out for a little while. Got to know the cocktail waitress. That's Monica. And he thinks he's not getting a call back because at the end of the night before he left, he got her phone number and then he offered her a trip to beautiful Mediterranean, where you'll be whisked away from your job as a cocktail waitress and get to spend a week getting to know Roger. Roger's a mild-mannered guy who likes old TV sitcoms, loves himself some Golden Girls, and some Mai Tais in the Mediterranean. All right, Roger, are you ready to go with your second date update?
Yes, let's get my girl.
Now, Roger, you say you're really wealthy.
Yes, actually more than that, but I'm trying to play it down for you guys.
Thanks.
Do you think that maybe a woman doesn't want to have a sugar daddy? Like, because that's what it sounds like you're trying to be to her, to me.
No, I'm not looking to be a sugar daddy. I just want someone that I could spoil and take care of and show a good time. That's it.
Okay.
And I feel like that was her. I really, really liked her. Money thing aside, I really liked her a lot.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll dial her phone number right now and see if we can get her on the phone and get your second date update, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go. By the way, second date update costs $115,000.
Oh, I don't have any cash on me.
Oh, convenient, Roger. Real convenient.
Take checks. You can wire it.
Hello,
Hi, is Monica there?
this is Monica.
Hey, Monica, how are you? My name is Jubal, and I host a radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Are you okay? What can I help you with?
Well, I wanted to call you today because I actually got an email about you from one of our listeners.
You probably have the wrong number.
Are you a cocktail waitress?
Yes.
Okay. Did you meet a guy the other night at the bar who offered you a trip to the Mediterranean?
Is this a joke?
No, it's not. That's very specific stuff, and that's the
It
Monica
is
that I'm
very
looking.
specific. That's why I'm a little freaked out. So how do you know all this?
Well, I know all that because we actually talked to that dude.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
That statement didn't make it more normal.
Yeah, okay, there's a lot of people there. So I don't understand what's... pardon me. I don't know. This seems like this is very strange.
We do. I'll explain. We do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update.
Okay.
It's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then don't call them after, they email us to see if we can get you on the phone and find out what happened.
Oh, it's fabulous. Okay.
Now, you didn't technically go out on a date with this guy. His name's Roger. Did you know that?
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Okay. You didn't technically go on a date with him, but he told us about how he met you that evening when you were working, and he really liked you, and he thinks he kind of screwed it up at the end because he offered to take you to the Mediterranean right after you guys met.
That is true. So he called you guys?
Yes, he emailed us actually to see if that's the reason you didn't like him.
And you don't think that's weird?
Oh my God. I told him that it was totally crazy and that I would never recommend any single woman going overseas with a man that they don't know.
Yeah, and also it's crazy to call a radio station to call me or email a radio station to call me. That's weird too.
Well,
That part's
we've been
weird,
doing
but-
this segment for a while now. I know it's kind of weird to get a call out of the blue from a radio station, but he really liked you, though.
Did you actually like him when you were talking to him before the whole Mediterranean thing?
I mean, we got along great. He was very handsome and, very nice. But, I mean, it's a bar. I'm working, and you meet a lot of nice people that say outlandish things. When he said Mediterranean, I thought, falafels, but he actually meant the Mediterranean.
Here, what did you think when he brought that up after he met you? Did you think that he was joking?
Of course. I mean, I think he probably asked everybody to go to the Mediterranean. It just seemed weird.
According to him, he doesn't ask everybody to go to the Mediterranean. It was just you he wanted to take there.
Yeah, you guys believe him too? Of course he would say that to you.
Yeah,
I don't know him more than you do, but he sounded sincere to me.
He cannot be serious. I mean, he just met me. It's a very expensive trip.
Well, Monica, I know how to tell if he is serious because he's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to
Oh, my God.
you. Hey, Roger?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Hi, Monica. How are you?
Shocked.
I'm sorry for the shock. I know it might be a bit much for you, and I do apologize. Maybe I shouldn't have said the Mediterranean. Maybe I should have said Miami or the Caribbean or someplace like that, someplace closer.
I don't think that was the problem.
No, that was weird to even invite me on a trip at all. You should have said just like dinner.
Okay, we could do dinner. We could just go to the Mediterranean, have dinner, and come back. All right, I apologize. Am I coming on too strong again? Just tell
I
me
mean,
what I need to do.
that just seemed so crazy to me. It just seemed like, I don't know, dangerous.
That's the word I would have used too, Monica.
Dangerous in what way? Just tell.
Go with somebody I just met to the Mediterranean. I
What's
mean,
dangerous about that?
that doesn't seem odd to you.
Listen, I apologize. I know you don't know me that well, but I'm a man of means, and that's just something that's normal for me to do. Take a trip, go here, go there. No big thing. But I think you're a very special girl, and I want to show you that.
Wow. I appreciate that, and I mean, I'm not in any position to just take off, and I'm happy for you that you can do that. It just seems.
Listen, if there's a problem about taking off from work, I could buy the restaurant and give you all the days off the week.
Oh my God. That sounds crazy. Doesn't that sound crazy?
Yes, but there's part of me that wants to tell you, go, and there's another part of me that wants to say, Roger, you can't just buy women. That's not how it works.
I'm not trying to buy love. I'm trying to buy a restaurant. Two totally different.
Monica, you got to give it to Roger. He's at least funny.
He's very funny. That's why we talked so long that night.
All right, well, I propose a compromise. Let's go out on a date.
I would, but you seem very extreme. And
Wait, hold on. You haven't heard my whole entire offer. We won't fly or go anywhere. 1. And 2, if you like the date or not, or we'll see each other again afterwards or not, I'll give you a car. Any car you want.
Oh my God.
What?
And if you think it's a joke, I'll put the car in your name.
Do not take. You can't take that. She'd feel forever indebted to you. That's not a way to start a healthy relationship.
Well, what's a good way to start a healthy relationship? Get drunk and hook up in the back of a car?
There's other options.
Listen, I'll show up to the date in your new car with a ribbon and bow around it. And if you don't like me, I'll have my chauffeur pick me up and take me home.
Oh my God!
That is quite the offer.
There is no way you're serious right now.
I'm totally serious. I'll send the deed to the radio station. They can see that it's in your name. And I'll send the title, to the radio station. They can verify it. And if you like or don't like me, the car is yours, no matter what.
So you're offering her a car for a date.
Not just a car, any car she wants.
Oh, man.
Okay.
I'm excited.
I don't even know what to say. I mean,
Well, you should say yes. That's what I think. But Monica, would you go on a second date with Roger? We'll pay for dinner.
We don't need to.
It sounds so lame now, but Roger's offering you a car if you'll go out with him.
I don't know. This is the craziest thing that has ever happened to me.
Exactly. So you might as well jump on this front train. It gets better and better. This is just the start.
Yeah.
I don't. What are you going to buy her next? A private jet? Like what?
Listen, make your next move your best move.
What do you think, Monica?
He is offering me a car, any car that I want, just to go on one date with him.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Okay, Monica, it's one date.
I don't know.
One date and a new car.
And not only a new car, I'll fill up the gas tank.
And that's really expensive.
I think you're going down a slippery slope if you do it. If you say yes, it sounds so good, but I don't think so.
A slippery slope made of money, baby. Come on. Stop trying to throw a monkey wrench in everything.
Oh my gosh. What do I do?
I don't know. You have to decide for yourself.
I think curiosity has gotten the best of me. I'm going to say yes.
Yes. Successful second date. Congratulations, Roger.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and Monica, even more congratulations to you. We don't get a lot of people saying yes to the second dates because they're usually weird. I guess what it takes is somebody getting a car in order to make it happen.
You just got to make an offer they don't refuse.
Yeah.
I am freaking out right now that this is actually happening.
Well, will you guys keep us updated on what happens, please?
Okay.
And will you send us pictures of your new car?
Yeah, I want to ride.
Oh my gosh. We'll see.
All right. Well, hey, Roger, before we go, I do have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you need any friends?
You're so thirsty.
You guys are my friends now.
Okay.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
See, I told you. Everybody texting in at 78592 right now wants a date with Roger.
Yeah, old married people, young single people, everybody.
Yep.
Everybody.
Straight dudes willing to go gay for Roger.
Yeah.
Every woman wanting to go out with Roger. If you don't know who Roger is, he's from today's second date update. He wanted to call a girl named Monica. His first date, he offered her a trip to the Mediterranean. She said no and was like, that's weird. We talked to Roger. I guess he's very, very wealthy.
Yeah, he lets you know
Yeah.
a
he has
lot.
no shame in telling you how much money he has. And he got a second date, which doesn't happen a lot in the second date updates. But he got the second date by saying, here, if you go out with me again, I will show up to the date in a brand new car. You can have the car. Even if we don't go out again, the car is yours. So he bought her a new car to go out on a second date, and she said yes, which I think is good.
How much you want to bet he shows up in like an old beater? Like,
Exactly.
Just buys her a nasty old truck.
Yeah, he's like, we got
Or
to
he
push it to
just
start. But...
he does like some zero, interest or zero down, and then she has to take over all the
Like take
payments.
over the payments,
or
yeah.
something.
For the next 45 years,
Yeah.
she's paying on a car.
I got you a new car. I mean, I didn't pay for it or
Anyway,
anything, but
we'll try to keep you updated on this date situation because it's very, very interesting. Remember, if you want a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back. We don't promise a free car, though, with it, okay?
no, we do not.
All right.
Moving 92.5.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and and Jubal's second date update.
It's probably not a good idea to lose your cool and then yell at your date.
On a first date?
On a first date, yeah, it's probably a bad idea. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm moving 92.5. Melanie is on the phone with us right now. She wants to call a guy named for a second date update. Apparently they hung out and she ended up losing her cool at some point on the date. Melanie, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Don't yell at me.
I'm scared.
I'm just going to ask you a few questions about your date, okay?
I promise. I'm not going to yell at you.
All right. I'm just making sure. Because from the sounds of your email, you have a tendency to blow your top pretty quickly.
Sometimes, but I mean, I was really pissed off. And if you were in that situation, you would have done it too. So.
All right. Well, why don't we talk about your date a little bit before we get into how you sort of lost your cool. So you met this guy at a friend's party?
Yeah, my friend decided to have a big birthday bash the weekend of her birthday, and I ended up talking to this guy for quite a while.
Did he ask you out, or did you make the move?
Well, I mean, he started talking to me, which was cool, but I was the one that was like, what are you doing tomorrow?
Okay.
And I was like, well, we should get a drink. Come on.
And that's when you yelled at him, put him in his place. So you guys ended up going out. What did you do for your date?
We went out to a bar that I go to a lot, and they have live music. So we were able to dance, and we had a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Any weird things happen on your date while you were out?
No, we were out. Everything was really fun. He was super funny. Teamed up for a good time. It was really fun. Yeah.
Now, your email says that you ended up back at your place, and that's when you sort of lost it. What does that mean?
Yeah. Well, we were just kind of having fun, showing each other a good time.
Having fun, you mean jumping up and down on the bed?
Pillow fight.
Yeah, what do you mean?
No, we were on our way to that.
Okay.
We were making out, and it kind of got hot and heavy. And I was like, I'm gonna go change in the bathroom. I'll be right back. I was going to take some clothing off.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I was really excited.
All right.
It sounds like everything's going great.
Oh yeah, everything was hot and heavy. It was wonderful.
So you went to the bathroom, removed your socks or whatever you were doing, taking off some clothes.
Sure, socks. I took my socks off.
And then what was his reaction when you came out of the bathroom?
I came out of the bathroom, and he was at my front door with his jacket on, his shoes on.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, dear, what's up? What's going on? And he was like, hey, listen, I got to go. Something came up. Let's hang out soon. And that's when I kind of freaked out, I guess you could say. I was like, what the is your problem? What are you doing? Where are you going? You can't.
So you started yelling at him.
Get out of me.
Get back in here and do me now. How dare you leave?
How long were
what
you
did
in the bathroom for? Was it a long time?
No, I mean, all I did was take off my clothes. I might have brushed my hair. So less than 3 minutes.
What did he do when you started yelling at him?
He was just like, I just have to go. He got a little awkward.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, and you're not even going to kiss me. And then that's when he opened the door. I mean, I'm not in much. He just opens my front door and walks out.
Did he say goodbye, or was it at that point like, oh my God, this girl is yelling at me and I'm just going to close the door and leave?
As he was closing the door, he was like, okay, let's talk soon. Just kind of mumbling over everything that I was saying.
Did he give a reason why he was leaving besides I just have to go?
Something came up. Something came.
Now, Melanie, you obviously want a second date with him. Do you feel bad about what you did, about yelling at him? Do you want to apologize?
No. I'm not apologizing. It was really weird. It was such a weird circumstance to come out and see him leaving as I'm getting ready to get it on with him. So no, I don't feel bad about it. I'm very curious as to why he did it, but I mean, he's really hot and fun, and I'm definitely down to continue.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask you. Do you want a second date, or are you just calling to figure out why he would leave when you're clearly primed and ready to go?
I think it totally depends on why he had to leave. If it was something personal, if things couldn't get up, if things weren't working, I mean, that's a whole other conversation that someone has to have, you know?
Is there anything in your apartment that he could have, Like anything weird that he could have seen while you were in the bathroom, or do you have a roommate that might have?
Nope, I don't have a roommate. I mean, if he was in 3 minutes was able to go into my bedroom and find out my sex toys.
All right, Melanie, you about ready to make the call for your second date update?
Yes.
I think I know exactly why he's not calling you back, by the way.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Nothing is more annoying to me than a woman who wants to have sex with me. Hate it. Bugs me to no end. Gosh, it is annoying. If you're just tuning into the second date update, Melanie wants us to call this guy named. Now, her and met at a friend's party. They ended up going out the night after, had fun, drank a little bit, got back to her place. We're making out. Things were getting next level-ish, where it was about to get really serious. So she went in the bathroom to take off some clothes. By the time she came back out, he was already at the door about to leave. And that's when Melanie sort of lost her cool and started yelling at him get back in here. What the is wrong with you? We're thinking that might have been the ultimate turnoff for him, but we're mostly curious as to why he would leave, especially in a situation like that. Most guys would stay. At the end of these things, after I get you guys both on the phone, I always go, hey, do you want to go on a second date? Do you want me to ask for a second date, or do you just want me to go, hey, I'll pay for you guys to get a hotel room so that Melanie can get her needs met since you left the other night?
No, I would love to go on a second date. I think that'd be really fun. If he wanted to take things slower, I'd be down to try and get back.
You're down with whatever. I like you, Melanie. You're not afraid to say what you want. I like that. I wouldn't have ran from you. Melanie, if you're not, I can just have him send a picture and you can do your thing by yourself. Whatever. We will get you taken care of here, Melanie. All right. You're about ready to call him?
I appreciate that.
All right. Here we go. I'm going to dial the phone number right now. Hi, can I speak to please?
Yes.
How are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. You recently went out on a date with one of our listeners, and they want us to call you. Her name is Melanie.
Uh-huh.
Melanie emailed us because she said she enjoyed your time together. Obviously, you know that because you left her in a very vulnerable spot. And she said that she kind of yelled at you before you left. Is that the reason that you're not calling her back, or was she moving too fast for you?
I don't want to talk about this.
Okay. Is it something embarrassing?
Really, I could get in some trouble.
Get in trouble. Hey, look, I don't need you to say much. Melanie just wants to know why you would leave. If you can do us that favor, that's cool. We'll get you off the phone. I appreciate you at least talking to us. But Melanie is really curious because she liked you, and she's wondering if she did something to make you feel uncomfortable. She wants to say, I'm sorry for that. And she actually would really like to see you again because she thought you were a cool guy.
Okay. If I say anything, or if you guys are going to use this, I need you to bleep out my name.
You want us to not use you want us to bleep out your name.
What?
Yeah. Because I want to be fair to Melanie and everything. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I can promise you that we'll bleep out your name when we actually air this.
Okay.
So what's the reason that you don't want to call Melanie back then?
Man, the thing is, I'm married.
What?
I have a wife. Yeah.
You're married.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing, dude?
Okay.
Oh my God.
Hey, that's Melanie. She's actually on the phone. And
Oh yeah. Dude. Oh.
Listen, I was trying to do the right thing.
Oh my God. You're disgusting, dude. That's so awful.
I know. It was the wrong thing to do. It was bad, and I wanted to get out of there before I did anything that was worse. And the only reason I'm talking to you now is that I feel like trying to be respectful to you and...
Respect me? Respect me? That goes back to you respecting your wife and not going on dates with girls because you're married.
Oh.
Listen, my life is a little complicated right now, Melanie. I'm trying to do the right thing with this, I
think you're failing at it, so...
Well, hey, at least he didn't finish the deed, right? What? So Jared, what happened?
It's not like we slept together and then I never called you back or anything like that, you know?
So take me through your thought process then. You meet this girl at a friend's party and you have a wife. Why even go out with her the next day?
Things with my wife and I are just not in the best place, but there hasn't been like the physical intimacy that we used to have, and marriages are hard sometimes, and we're going through a hard time. And Melanie, I'm really sorry.
I'm really sorry for your wife. I feel awful. I feel awful for your wife. I feel sorry for you that you are who you are. You're an awful person.
Oof.
Well, that's an awful lot of judgment, but you don't really know the whole story about things. So.
Yeah.
Not only did you not do the right thing, but now you're making Melanie the side piece who's involved in this horrible situation. Like, why don't you just stay home and try to actually work on your marriage, dude?
Exactly.
There's too much tail out there. Why do it?
You say you're having a hard time, but what are you doing to try to make it better?
Well, I mean, that's a lot of personal stuff that I think doesn't have to do with the situation with Melanie here.
Yeah, weasel your way out of that one, too. You're really good at that.
Right.
So you feel bad, and you just wanted to let Melanie know.
Yeah, it's nothing about her personally. She's great, and if I was single, I absolutely would have stayed.
Ew.
Well, at this point, I'd like to ask if you guys would go on a second date. Hey, I have to do it every time. Yes, I have no choice. No, I don't have any choice. This is what we do at the end of second date updates. Would you like to go out with Melanie again? We'll pay for it.
Yeah, I can answer for both of us there. No.
No?
Yeah.
Good choice.
You sure, Melanie?
God, you're such a
Oh,
slime.
I think I'm pretty sure.
All right. Hey, thank you for at least being honest with Melanie so she knows why you left.
Yeah. Melanie, again, I have to say that I'm really sorry about this. And if things don't work out for me in the future, do you think I could give you a call, like, down the line a little bit?
Yeah. I changed my number, though. It's 1-800. Go yourself.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The actual date on today's second date update is crazy, all right? So this girl emailed us. She actually went car shopping with a guy on their first date. And he ended up buying her a car.
Stop it. That is not true.
No, it's not true at all. The car shopping part was true. I made up the rest. Morgan is on the phone with us right now to do a second date update. She wants us to call a guy named Graham today to find out why he won't call her back. How are you, Morgan?
I'm good. How are you, Jubal?
Good. So you went car shopping on your first date, huh?
Yes, we did.
That actually sounds kind of fun to me.
Of course it
That's
does.
because you buy more cars in 1 year than anyone I've ever met in my life.
I like going on test drives. I don't think a girl would enjoy doing it. But Morgan, how does somebody go car shopping on a first date?
Well, we met at the gym, and we'd been seeing each other there for like 2 months.
All right.
And I was hoping he would ask me out, but he didn't. So finally, I was like, "Hey, man, let's go out sometime."
So this isn't like a brand new thing that you got. You guys actually know each other pretty well.
I mean, yeah, like we see each other, a couple times a week, and we always say hi and have like at least a conversation.
But
Okay.
you've never seen each other outside of the gym. This would be your first out of the gym experience together.
Correct.
Okay.
When you asked him to hang out, did he know that it was like a date situation, or did he think you were going out as friends?
I think he knew it was a date because what he said was, the reason I haven't asked you out is I don't have a car right now. And he's like, my car's in the shop. So,
Well, that had to feel good for you when you finally got up the nerve to ask him out, and he was like, "Hey, I've been thinking about asking you out too."
yeah, yes, it did.
All right, so he doesn't have a car, and you offered to go buy him a car. That's very nice.
Generous. No, didn't buy him a car, but since he didn't have one, I thought it would be nice to go car shopping together.
Okay, but
It's nice. It's a
why
unique idea.
skip drinks and the normal date stuff and go to car shopping?
I don't know. I thought it would be like a fun activity and a good way of helping him out.
I actually think that would be cool. If I didn't have a car and a girl asked me out, and I was like, well, I don't really have any transportation. I don't want to take you on the bus. And she's like, well, it'd be fun to go car shopping. I'll take you. I would think that would be a fun date, actually, Morgan.
So long as you avoid the drinks before the test drive.
Yeah. Did he seem to enjoy it?
Yeah, we had a really great time. Like, it was like a fun thing to do on a date.
Is there anything that happened while you guys were out looking at cars that you think was awkward for him, or?
The only thing that came to mind is, like, once I introduced us as, like, a married couple. Like, they asked if we were, and I was like, oh, yeah, yeah. And I thought it was hilarious, and he did not laugh.
Okay. So maybe that was it. Maybe it's like, oh, man, that's a little crazy.
I mean, if that happened to you, Jubal, would you think that this girl is automatically thinking marriage off the first date?
It depends how she did it. If you looked at him while you were saying it and you're like, yes, we're husband and wife, then I'd be a little creeped out. Did he seem upset by that, or?
No, I wouldn't say upset. He just looked really uncomfortable.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys kiss or anything? Get in the back seat of one of those cars? Anything?
Really give it a test drive.
Yeah.
No, the date ended in a hug.
Have you guys talked at all since your date? I mean, you were friends at the gym. I'm assuming that
Weirdly, I have not seen him at the gym at all, but we have been texting like a little bit, but I definitely feel like he's blowing me off.
Okay,
That's
so
not a good sign.
he's responding to your texts. What's he saying?
Just like basic conversation.
It-
Like, LOL, I know me too, whatever. But
Okay,
nothing.
so it feels like he's avoiding you.
I think he's blowing me off, but I can't be for sure, so that's why I need your help.
Okay, we'll play a song, come back, call him, get him on the phone, and get your second date update.
Okay, thanks, guys.
All right, hang on.
2.5. Brooke and Jubal in the morning. Second date update.
If you're just joining us for the second date update, Morgan is on the phone. She wants to call this guy named Graham. They apparently have been gym buddies for a little while. She finally asked him out. Unfortunately, he didn't have a car, so he didn't want to go out with her, but she said, let's go car shopping. It'll be fun. And that's how they spent their day together. She says that everything went well, except for one kind of awkward moment where she pretended that the two were married to the car salesman. Yeah. And he seemed a little weirded out by that, but other than that, everything seemed cool. And now they've talked a little bit, but it's obvious that he's avoiding her. Morgan, are you ready to give him a call and find out if he is actually avoiding you?
Yes, I am ready.
All right. Anything else you can think of that might have caused him to not want to see you again?
No, everything was really great. It was really natural and fun, and like I was thinking about it, and that was pretty harmless. Like, he wasn't upset. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Okay. And you haven't seen him at the gym at all.
No.
Right.
I will say, as someone who's dated like everybody at my gym, if you get somebody to change their gym schedule, then you might have done
You've
something.
done something wrong.
Yeah.
All right, Morgan, here we go. I'm going to dial his phone number right now, see if we can get him on the phone, okay?
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Graham, please?
This is Graham.
Graham, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Like the radio?
Yeah, just like the radio. How you doing?
Fine.
I'm calling you because you recently went out on a date with one of our listeners, and they've been trying to get a hold of you. You know who I'm talking about?
I think so.
Morgan?
Yeah.
Why aren't you calling Morgan back?
This is kind of weird. Like, I don't feel like it's any of your business, really.
Well, it kind of is my business because Morgan actually asked me to call you and find out if you're avoiding her.
Well, I'm not.
You're not avoiding her?
I mean, I've been texting her and stuff, so I don't know.
Okay. But she says she's been trying to see if you'll go out on another date with her, and you've been very unresponsive, and that she also hasn't seen you at the gym. So she's confused and feels like you don't want to see her again. That's not true?
I mean, I want to see her again for sure. It's just, I'm in a bit of a situation right now that just prevents me from pursuing it at the moment.
Okay. Is it the car situation?
She told you about my car situation?
Yeah, she just told us that she asked you out on a date at the gym, and you said you couldn't go out because you didn't have a car at the time. It was in the shop, and so you went car shopping together.
Which sounds like a fun date.
Yeah. That's why I'm asking, is it because you don't have a car?
Well, all right. So between you and me, I do have a car. It's not that.
So you lied about the car?
Well, I didn't. Yeah. Well, I kind of had to because you guys, if you keep this between us, the deal is that at the moment I'm like kind of locationally up in the air.
Are you living in your car?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Hey, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
I'm temporarily staying in my car
Okay.
because I had a really bogus job like 4 months ago. So I quit and I couldn't find anything right away, and then rent was due, and I had to, leave my spot. And so it basically came down to the fact that it was like, I want to go on a date with Morgan, but literally everything I own is in my car. So it's kind of weird to like show up and be like, "Hey, welcome to my home."
Okay, so you haven't been avoiding Morgan because you don't want to see her. You've been avoiding her because the situation that you're in right now doesn't feel ideal to be dating somebody and might not be that attractive to her.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'm guessing that's why you're not at the gym, is because you can't afford the membership right now.
Well, the gym is actually the one thing that I do have because I use it to like shower and like make myself presentable, and I just know when Morgan goes, so I try to like avoid those times.
Do you feel like she's not going to want to see you if she found this information out? She seems like she's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know she's really nice. She's like definitely one of the coolest people I've met in a really long time, but I just I don't want to it up. So
I don't think you have to worry too much. I dated a guy that lived in his car. Didn't end well, but I still dated him.
yeah, my situation's going to change, and when it does, then I'm going to really pursue this. Like, she's a great girl, and I just don't want to start off on a bad foot.
Well, then what can I tell her then? Because she had us call you because she wanted to find out if you're avoiding her. If I just tell her, hey, he's not avoiding you, just trust me, just hang out for a little while and he'll be back, that's going to sound kind of weird. Don't you think you should just be honest with her and see what she says?
I guess. I don't know, but I'd rather tell her myself,
Perfect. I can actually make that happen for you, Graham, because she's actually on the other line listening.
Serious?
Yeah.
I gotta go, you guys.
Hey, hold up a second, Graham. We just need 1 second with you. Graham?
Hello?
Morgan?
Wait, I'm so confused about what just happened.
I'm pretty sure he hung up on us. I'm guessing he's probably embarrassed or something. I want to get him back on the phone though, because I want you guys to talk.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to him about it.
Did you know that he lived in his car?
No, but to be fair, I only see him at the gym, so...
Yeah.
Does it bother you?
I have questions about it for sure.
All right, I'm going to try to get him back on the phone, see if we can talk to him, okay?
Okay.
Hello?
Graham?
Yeah, sorry. I thought I had a job offer calling on the other line, but it wasn't.
Oh, all right, that sucks. Well, I was in the middle of telling you that Morgan was on the phone and wanted to talk to you. Morgan?
Hello.
Hey, Morgan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay, I guess.
So, I had no idea.
Yeah, well, that was kind of the point. I was hoping it would stay that way, but...
Graham, you could have told me you're living out of your car. I would have understood.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't want to, mess anything up before we even, got started with anything, I don't know. I just wanted to be able to, do nice things and, take you places and, start off on the right foot rather than have it be, some kind of weird thing that, we have to, overcome together right at the beginning.
That's totally understandable. So do you want to get a job? Are you looking for a job? What's your deal?
Yeah, I've been looking every day. It's that's my job right now is getting a job. It's just not that easy right now. And I'm, if you could just give me 2 more weeks I'm going to have something by then. I have a couple of leads coming through right now, and I'll be back on my feet then. And I don't know. I just hate to like ruin this before anything even had the chance to happen.
Yeah, but Graham, now that you guys got this out of the way, I will pay for you guys to go on a second date. Yeah. Would you? I mean, you might as well go out with Morgan again, especially now that she knows what she knows, and you guys can talk a little more in depth about the situation.
Yeah, it's out there.
Yeah, I want to. I just hope she will.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, Graham, why do you have to wait like 2 weeks until you get a job? I will pay for you guys to go on a second date.
I mean, free hot meal. Come on, Graham.
And then you guys can decide what you want to do about your situation when you go out. But would you like to go out with her?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Morgan, do you want to go out with Graham again?
Graham, like, I like you, and I would love to hear more about your situation, and I'm totally down to hang out with you and go on a date with you.
Oh, I like
it. Oh, it's going to be so easy to get her back to your place, Graham.
I mean, that's awesome. I really didn't expect you to be that cool about it, and I'm just glad to hear that. It's like a huge relief.
There you go. Successful second date update. We'll send you guys out again, and you can have a good time. Graham, I want to let you know it's your lucky day today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Because not only am I sending you on a second date with Morgan, but I'm going to go ahead and adopt you. As my own. You can come stay at my place if you'd like.
I think I'd rather stay in my car.
All right.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Today's second date update might have actually just changed somebody's life. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm moving 92.5. If you missed today's brand new second date update, this girl Morgan wanted us to call Graham because he'd been avoiding her. Turns out that Graham, when we got him on the phone, doesn't have a house. He's in between places right now because he quit his job and can't afford rent, so he's living in his car, and that's why he was avoiding her, because he was embarrassed of that.
Oh, it's
Cool.
tough.
At the end of it, she gave him a second chance. She wanted to go with him again. She didn't. She could look past that. But I say that it could change his life because we're getting so many text messages in at 78592 with job opportunities for Graham, and that's what he was saying. He quit because he couldn't take his job anymore that he was doing because it was terrible. And so he's been looking for a new job, and he was going to try to find a job and then hopefully ask her out on a date when he could afford to take her out and could afford to have a place to take her back to. But everybody texting us at 78592 is offering Graham a job. I'm going to go ahead
awesome.
and get all these together, give it to him, and then I'll leave it up to him to get in contact with you guys. But we really appreciate that.
You guys are awesome. We have the best listeners.
Yeah, like we joke around a lot and stuff, but when it comes to like semi-serious stuff like this is so.
Don't they know that we're supposed to be all cold-hearted
Yeah,
here?
I
mean,
know.
come on, we're the feel-bad station.
This is not what we do. This is uncharted territory for us. It's really weird. Charitable things. Interesting. But yeah, thank you guys very much. I think Graham will obviously appreciate it, and hopefully he can get a job out of the deal, and the two of them can start a relationship, or at least go out and enjoy each other's company a little bit. But I will get all the job offers down. Keep them coming if you want to try to interview him for a job and you're interested in that. At 78592, I'll give it to him and see if he can get in contact with you, and we'll get an update. I'll stay in contact with Graham and see if we can find out if he actually gets a job out of the deal, and then if he does, I want 10% of whatever he's making because I helped him find that job. Kind of a finder's fee. Look, we're charitable to a point, all right? I'm not an idiot.
Have limitations, all right?
Remember, if you want a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, Brooke and Jubal at moving925.com.